With Tom Brady stepping in as a new minority owner, general manager John Schneider and head coach Pete Carroll are all about winning right now, not later. Carroll knows he doesn't have all the time in the world, so they wasted no time making changes. The Las Vegas Raiders are already looking like a different team, even before the 2025 NFL Draft. One major upgrade? They finally have a functional quarterback. This guy has been the most accurate passer in the NFL over the last 3 years, which is a huge improvement compared to last season when their quarterback threw more interceptions than touchdowns. I won't even mention his name. On the defensive side, the Raiders had to replace a few players, but Carroll believes they've actually improved. He's excited about the upcoming draft, but at the owners' meetings, he sounded really pleased with where his team stands right now. Then there's Geno Smith. Carroll couldn't be happier to have him back. Bringing Geno into the mix was a crucial part of the team's plan. Carroll appreciates Smith's rich background and how much he's grown throughout his career. He's faced challenges and come out stronger, and that's something Carroll values. Geno approaches the game with seriousness and competitiveness. He works incredibly hard and leads by example. Carroll admires his talent and how well he plays. It's worth noting that Smith sat on the bench for almost 6 years, which helped him avoid wear and tear. That's why he still moves so well and runs effectively. During those years, he stayed focused and prepared, taking every practice seriously. Carroll watched him for 4 straight years, and it was impressive to see how dedicated he was. When Smith finally got his chance to play, he made the most of it, leading the team to 3 winning seasons. He's durable, tough, and a great completion guy. Carroll feels lucky to have him. When Smith was a backup, did he ever seem content with that role? Not at all. From the very beginning, it was clear that he was ready to seize any opportunity. Even while backing up Russell Wilson, who was in the prime of his career, Smith never accepted being just a backup. That determination is what makes him so impressive. You can really see how happy Carroll is to have Smith leading the team. But just because the Raiders have Geno Smith doesn't mean they won't consider drafting another quarterback. "We're always building," Carroll said. "Bringing in Geno is an immediate fix for us, and he's going to be with us for several years. When he's at his best, he's healthy and ready to go. He's more tuned in than ever, but that doesn't mean we're not looking at other options. There are some talented quarterbacks coming out in this draft, and we'll evaluate every opportunity we have." Carroll made it clear that they're open to taking players at any position. But make no mistake, he loves having Geno Smith on the team. When discussing how they acquired him, Carroll shared, "Geno was one of the options I was really hoping would be available. From the start, we had several choices for a quarterback to kick off our program, and Geno was at the top of my list because I knew exactly what we were getting." Carroll and Smith have a long and deep relationship. They've been in touch throughout the year, and Carroll has always supported him, hoping for the best. So when the time came to make a move, it was a no-brainer to go after Geno. Fortunately, Seattle was willing to listen, and John Schneider made his first big deal, pulling it off just the way they wanted. This gave the Raiders a great boost as they move forward. When asked about building the Raiders' culture, Carroll explained, "I expect to do it really well. Bringing in Geno is just one part of it. Signing Max to a long-term deal shows our commitment to one of the best competitors in the game. Getting Geno was a big step for our team. We're not sitting around waiting to see what happens. We're taking action. John and I are dedicated to making this happen at every turn and every step of the way." As this offseason continues to unfold, the Raiders are focused on building a strong mentality. Carroll believes that creating a winning culture means consistently showing who you are and what you stand for. Over time, that will define the team's identity. Despite all the changes on defense during free agency, Carroll is excited about where his defense stands right now. "I mentioned earlier that we wanted to keep our guys, and that was the truth because that's all we had," he said. "As we went through the process, we found that many players were interested in joining us. We made each decision carefully, and I think John did a fantastic job managing it all. I believe we got better." Carroll emphasized the importance of spreading the budget wisely to make smart decisions. He's thrilled about the players they've brought in, especially on the defensive side. "Starting with Geno on offense, we've added some great talent on defense. We're bringing in guys who have something to prove. I love finding players with a chip on their shoulder." He mentioned Jeremy Chin's excitement about joining the team and highlighted Lee Robb as a fantastic addition to the defense. Carroll is also excited about Devin White, calling him a fantastic addition to the squad. We've also signed our own guys, starting with Max, and that's a big deal for us. We've discovered a few players who joined late last season and will be competing for spots. Carroll is particularly impressed with Eric Stokes, saying, "He's exactly the kind of player I'm looking for." Signing Isaiah was also a significant move, and he's pleased with the speed and length of their safeties and corners. It's going to be a competitive group, and I can't wait to see how Joey Woods and Mark Robinson put it all together. This is a refreshing change for the Raiders. Instead of complaining about the roster or contracts like in the past, the new regime is focused on winning now. They didn't even dwell on the controversial decision to let Derek Carr go without a backup plan. Instead, they brought in Geno Smith and embraced the mindset of just win, baby. They didn't complain about losing key defensive players. They simply replaced them and kept moving forward. Carroll is confident in his defense and believes it's better than before. He doesn't even need to say that the Raiders are better at quarterback now. How many more wins will the Raiders get this year? It's hard to say, but the message is clear. It's time to win now. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.